me about that.
He does like 88.
Wouldn't he? All right, so here we go. So we look at it. Look at three main areas: back leg, back arm, front side. Okay. So take a look at the back leg. Back leg's got to do two things. It's got to get ready, it's got to load, and it's got to go. Okay. And so when I'm looking at you there, I'm definitely seeing a load before the pitch. It's got to get ready before release, and it's got to go every time whether we swing or not. So it's load. It's load. There you're loaded. You're reading. You read the speed of the pitch, and then the back leg goes. Okay. And I like, again, the knee is, you can see your knee's a little straighter than Adrian's, but that's kind of your style. I don't know if I would mess with it. Okay. I think it's efficient. Okay. I think you're fine there. Leg drives, done weights, turns over naturally, not forced. Okay. So I like the back leg action a lot. Okay. So, mechanically. All right, so front side, and again, Arden's, starting slightly open, I'd say 30 degrees open, and then we're open a little bit, but it's kind of it's a soft open, and it's not a last second, fly open. You can see it's 45 degrees or so, maybe a little more, whereas Adrian's still kind of flat there at 0. But again, I don't see a major, I see a pretty dead foot while it's in the air. Okay, so Arden starts square, picks it up, and it's just kind of dead in the air. It's still kind of hanging around 45, and then it lands at about 45. So because of that, I'm okay with it. We want to make sure that knee lands bent. Move this out of the way. Don't want to be too stiff at the front knee. To make sure it lands, because it's kind of like landing from a jump. You want to be able to absorb energy, but you don't want it to continue to bend, if you know what I mean. So again, Arden's knees, even that front knee lands a little bit straighter than what Adrian's is. But again, I don't know if I would. Doesn't seem to be any kind of jarring effect. Again with your legs, you want to really, back leg's the accelerator, front leg's the brake. So we really want to drive with the back leg and then hit behind that front leg. Okay?
That he moves, his top half moves forward more when he's loading?
Well, let's see. Well, let's go here, and we'll see how much. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of head movement. We used to see him poke the head forward a bit, and I still think we see some of that. So we kind of start here, okay? I'm going to make a, well, I'm going to say that's our start. That's our true stance. Okay, we load. We don't get much movement at all. Okay, that's good. You're going to get some forward movement there. And so we land. We'll go ahead and take him to contact. And then so now the head is, here. So, but you're going to get some.
Does Adrian do that too?
Sure.
Okay.
You're going to have some forward movement. And again, I don't have them. Their heights aren't matched here.
Right.
So that's his stance. He makes a move back. And you can see the head, is maybe even a little more, down and forward.
Yeah.
So, but it's important that when you land, so if we back him up, take Arden back to when he lands. So we'll judge that by heel down. At that point, we should stabilize. The head shouldn't move forward anymore. So let's see how we look here.
Okay.
Pretty good. One good swing thought there, talking about the head. And I still see a little bit of it there, just a little bit of kind of head forward, just a little bit. Just really feel like your head stays back when you go to the ball. As you drive, you want leg drive, but head back. Keeping the head back will help. And you've gotten a lot better with that. You're not doing it nearly as much. Okay, so kind of going through and finishing here with the front side. So looking at the foot, and really the front side is everything on the front side. If I were to slice Arden in half, we're talking about everything from the foot to the eyes. So Again, with the torso, when we land, we want to feel like it's more tilted than turned. So when we land, you see the body's still square at that point. So his hips are square, the hips haven't turned. So when we land, this foot lands, and we get this pressure from the ground up through the femur that pushes on the front of the pelvis, and then the pelvis starts to open up. We want to feel like the torso stays more tilted than turned. Okay, so we want to stay square, and that's one swing called Arden Physique has. And we are square. We're square. The feet are still sideways when we land. The hips are still square. The rotation happens after we land. Okay. So what I'm looking for here is that did the shoulders brace up? Is there a whip effect? Did the shoulders stop turning? We kind of crack the whip. I like that. I don't think Arden is over rotating there. A lot of evidence there on did you brace up is do the hands pronate? Does that top hand pronate through contact? That one I like a lot. Then top left I like a lot. I like all those. Maybe this one on the bottom left might be the worst. No, they're all pretty good. So let's see if you beat Adrian over the top with the pronation. So he's over. He's still got you beat though. You see that?
Yeah.
See how he's already over the top? Okay. So he's bracing better. That's what that says. It's not that his hands are faster. It's that he's braced up better and he forces everything into the hands a little better.
What do you mean he's braced up better? Where?
Meaning he well, in other words, he stopped the shoulders turn. So if I'm going to throw water in your face
I got you.
out of a bucket, right? If I brace hard, I go here. If I'm soft with it, the water's going in the wrong direction. So he decelerates the shoulders better. So there's this correlation between how rapidly the shoulders stop to bat speed.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if the shoulders do this, bat speed does that. Shoulders do this, bat speed does that. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, so it's, fight the turn. Okay? Right. So you want to, you're going to rotate more on a ball in than the ball away, but you wouldn't let all the rotation happen. You turn best by not trying to turn. Okay, last thing, back arm. I like that. There's good loading, especially the one in the upper right. I like them all, really. That's good. The elbow works up. Elbow works down and in. We're pretty stacked there. Now, I've noticed that Arden, we talk about the extension. He's a lot more, well, I would say generally, Eric's doing the same thing.
Is he?
Yeah, I mean, they're similar there. So what you want out of the lead arm is you want to allow it to stretch, okay, but you don't want to force it like he was doing before, okay? So you can see how this arm is long back here, and that arm's going to stay pretty long all the way through. Whereas Arden, and the difference that it causes is you can see Arden's hands are a little more forward, not as far back, okay? But this is right, so this can be kind of a dangerous thing. So you don't, with this position of the arm, I'm just going to say it, you're not going to you don't have quite the stretch, and the hands aren't back in the position that maybe you might see. Right, but at the same time, I don't want to go back into this thing where you're forcing them back either. Gotcha. So going back to the back arm, okay, you want to see. I love the setup. You're loose. I like that a lot. A lot of good loose activity at the rotator cuff. I mean, y'all are nearly identical there with the back arm. Hands are almost identical. That's really nice. Slots in good. And then it throws out. So we want the elbow to work up. Elbow works to the ball, okay? And then we throw from there. The arm's going to whip out into extension, okay? We get extension and then pronation to the ball. So I like it a lot.